Depot.
CBS Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
.87 degrees, slight breeze, chance of rain, beautiful Miami. Let's head down to the sideline and Melanie Collins.
Well, thank you, Kev. Sean Payton has 15 years of NFL head coaching experience to draw from. So when it comes to starting a season 0-2, he told us, I have the book on that. He said from his 2017 season with the Saints, they started 0-2, then went on the road to play a tough Carolina team. He said, we not only beat them, we went on to win 8 straight. He told us there's a fine line between a rut and a groove in this league. And he said, yeah, we're in a rut at the moment, but he feels like his team is just a few plays away from truly finding their groove, Kev.
Thanks, Melanie. The 2 losses, Trent, only by a total of 3 points.
Well, and that's why they feel like they're close, and that's why Sean Payton said what he did, and that's why they came into our meetings very confident. They said, listen, we are in a much better place this year than we were a year ago. As you said, those 2 losses by such a close margin, they feel like they're ready to make the turn.
Sean Payton was out of coaching last year. We've had the flip of the coin. Denver won the toss. They'll take the second half kickoff. Braxton Berrios is deep back, a Pro Bowler a season ago in that role for the New York Jets. Lutz, the former Saint kicker, for Sean Payton down in Louisiana, has it teed up for the Broncos. Broncos losing week 1 to the Raiders, last week by 2 to Washington. It's the Broncos and the Dolphins, and away we go, off and running in Miami, in and out of the end zone, and a touchback to the 20, which takes us to 4th-year Alabama quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, #1 in passing yards this year so far.
And Kevin, a lot was made in the offseason about the concussions that he suffered a year ago. He has a new helmet. He had a new training regimen in the offseason. He worked on a new diet. He's gotten himself to the place where he feels very confident. The offensive line is performing well, and he is performing well.
And as you can see, he's had some success about himself and his team against former Super Bowl winning coaches.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Subway Series Deli Heroes. Now with fresh sliced meats. Royal Caribbean. DraftKings, an official sports betting partner of the NFL.
An electrifying start for the Miami Dolphins, and you can see in the 20 games, the first 20 games with the team, that is what Hill has done. It is #1 all time over the great Bobby Mitchell and Odell Beckham Jr. The ensuing kickoff by Miami. Mims is back. The rookie out of Oklahoma, in and out of the end zone to the 25-yard line. It will be 1st and 10 for quarterback Russell Wilson. And so far, the #1 passer through the first 2 games in the AFC.
Well, he's played much better this year than last year. And a lot of that is the comfort zone that he has with Sean Payton in this offense. They've gotten off to hot starts the first 2 weeks of the season. Let's see if that carries over to today.
Here in Miami, aerial coverage of today's game is provided by Goodyear. That a 54-yard touchdown pass to Tyreek Hill, the 5th touchdown drive of the year for Miami, in which, Trent, they scored in 2 minutes and 6 seconds or less.
You want to answer a question quickly about Armstead, who missed the first 2 weeks of the season at left tackle. He's able to get out in space, and why that was able to get a big crease and get up the field is because Armstead got out in space, was able to kick out the blocker or kick out the defender. That allowed A-Chain to get it up inside, which got him vertical and pick up the first down.
He's a rookie out of Texas A&M, 3rd-round pick to a 1st and 10. Armstead had the block. Outside Mostert. He slips right there by Bessie. He's finally corralled by Jewell. And down to the 25, picking up 9. Let's go to James and Phil in New York.
Looking for their first 3-0 start since 2016.
Yep, on a good start here. Lamar Jackson, what else? An 8-yard run to the outside, showing that quickness
getting away from tacklers, and puts the Baltimore Ravens up 7-0 over the Colts. Back to Kevin, Trent, and Melanie.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, secure. And by Bud Light, who reminds you to drink responsibly.
Once again, the Dolphins are 2-0. First time they started 2-0 was 1972. That historic team that was 17-0. Only team in Super Bowl era history to finish undefeated. 2-0. We're here at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. 2-0 start last season as well, Trent. They actually went 3-0, winning week 3 here in a hot oven like it is today against Buffalo, as the ensuing kickoff after the touchdown run is in and out of the end zone. It's out to the 25. Now let's take a look at Next Gen Stats, powered by AWS.
We talked earlier about the motions and movements that the Dolphins like to do. You see over 77% of their offensive snaps, highest in the NFL. They do a lot of shifting, which means the player moves first, gets set for a full second, and then they also motion, which that time it draws the defense to the outside. All it is eye candy to try and cause confusion for the defense, allowing players to be left open.
And Phil.
Weather, no matter.
Doesn't matter to Josh Allen. How about this? Drops back, rips the ball down the field to Gabe Davis. 45-yard touchdown pass by Josh Allen. Buffalo up 10-0 over Washington. Back to Kevin, Trent, and Melanie.
And Josh Allen is the reigning AFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did against the Raiders last week. First and 10. Well, the Dolphins, of course, have got a lot to live up to, because we can see the success of different sports and individuals, including Koepka, FAU, the Owls Final Four, the Hurricanes to the Final Four, the women made the Elite Eight, Miami Heat won the Eastern Conference title, made the NBA Final, the Panthers in the Cup Finals. Messi has taken the city by storm, and Coco Gauff with her wonderful performance in New York at the U.S. Open. What a time to be a sports fan in South Florida. First and 10. Out of the backfield they go. This is Nate Atkins. First time he has touched the ball all season long. On that first and 10, it's a pass of 10 on the play. Let's go to New York and James.
Mac Jones goes biblical on us.
Yes, I thought it was Patrick Mahomes, but Mac Jones drops back. He sees Farrell Brown over the middle. 58 yards later, it is a touchdown. New England up over the New York Jets, 10-0. Back to you, Kevin Hart.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the Home Depot. How doers get more done. FanDuel. Make every moment more. And by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
Broncos head coach Sean Payton led the Saints to victory in the Super Bowl right here in Hard Rock Stadium. New Orleans took down the Colts 31-17. He has now scored with his offense 2 consecutive possessions.
$6.99 a month.
Welcome back to Hard Rock Stadium. Miami leading Denver 21-10. And the Dolphins visited STEM students of the Seek Foundation as they learned about coding and robotics at Bunch Park on Tuesday. Eli Apple, Alec Ingold, and Skylar Thompson joined the students and learned to build and code Lego robots. After the lesson, players and students broke off into teams to race their robots, and I'm told Team Ingold left with the win, Kev.
I like that. Tonight, Saturday, our SEC on CBS matchup features one of the oldest rivalries in college football, when number 1 Georgia meets Auburn. College football today gets you set for kickoff, which will be at 3 Eastern. We'll see you Saturday on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. Shanahan grew up a Broncos fan, one time Broncos ball boy actually, and his path is pretty well known. He's seen here that young fellow there with the cap. Yep, thank you very much. So he's been with 2 Shanahans, dad Mike and son Kyle. And he's taken that innovative feel to Miami. And the gain out 2 with A-Chain taking it to the 31. Yep, smiles all around for the Dolphins. Big first half by everybody, defense and offense alike. End of the first half, and the lead of 35-13 for Miami. Halftime is next after these first half highlights from Verizon and a word from your local station.
I wish for the amazing new iPhone 15 Pro.
Sean, do you mean this one, the one with titanium?
No way I could trade this busted up thing for one.
Maybe stealing wishes from the birthday boy is not your best plan. Switch to Verizon and trade in any iPhone and get the new iPhone 15 Pro on them.
What?
Yep, and on an amazing network.
And I don't have to ruin any more birthday parties.
Yeah, that ship has sailed. Let's go get you that iPhone. Here we go. Come on now.
Trade in any iPhone in any condition for a new iPhone 15 Pro on us, only on Verizon.
CBS Sports presents the Verizon Halftime Report.
And welcome back to our New York studio and the Verizon Halftime Report. It is the official 5G network of the league. Back here in Studio 43, the guys are ready.
It's beautiful in Miami. It's ugly at the Meadowlands, and both teams are showing it. But here comes Mac Jones, little play action. Fake brings the defense of the Jets forward. Farrell Brown goes in behind for a 58-yard touchdown score. New England leads 10-3 as they start the second half.
All right, Broncos, Dolphins, Tua talking to his teammates saying, did you hear Usher's performing at the Super Bowl? They're like, yeah. All right, Tua drops back, and who is he going to look for? Tyreek Hill. I want you to check out this angle by the safety. He eats this up.
It's a
fan. My God. Oh, that is a big-time play.
Sleight of hand.
That's right. Sleight of speed.
Coming up.
He's celebrating. Watch this. Oh, yeah, Tua's going to do it my way. A little no-look pass to Devon A-Chain. He has 2 touchdowns on the day. And then Raheem Mostert. Ooh-wee. You remind me of the 72 Dolphins? Question mark. I don't know. The Dolphins lead 35-13.
Okay, Buffalo Bills at the Washington Commanders. Josh Allen just rips a deep ball to Gabe Davis for a 45-yard touchdown pass to put the Bills up 7-0.
Deshaun Watson's got a touchdown pass. He's going to find right here to Jerome Ford. The defense has been shutting down the Tennessee offense. They lead 13-3 in the third quarter.
All right, no Anthony Richardson for the Colts, but Gardner Minshew, the backup, comes in just like he did last week. He starts this game. He finds Zach Moss down the sideline on a little wheel route. The Indianapolis Colts up 13-7 over the Ravens.
And C.J. Stroud, I'll tell you, what start he's had 14-21, 162 yards. That touchdown pass. They lead 17-0 over Jacksonville in the third quarter.
Wow.
Okay, Los Angeles Chargers, the Minnesota Vikings. Kirk Cousins passes to Josh Oliver for a 4-yard touchdown to knock the game at 7-7. And then later, we see Justin Herbert hit Donald Parham. Watch how hard he throws this ball and he catches it.
Oh, my goodness.
Touchdown, 14-10, Chargers up.
It's like a jugs machine.
That was a rocket. We have the Falcons, Detroit Lions, midfield, Jared Goff dropping back, anchors himself on the logo, drops it deep. Who's on the other side? That is tight end Sam Laporta with his first career touchdown, 45 yards. The Lions, they lead 13-3.
All right, guys, Green Bay's home opener, and here comes Rashid Shaheed with a punt return. Look at this speed. Watch him turn on the Jets right here as he runs away from the entire Packers special teams unit. That's a 76-yard punt return. They lead 17-0.
Okay, well, it's Miami's offense and their team showing off in the first half. Extra protection. The defense breaks down. Oh, my gosh, where's Tyreek Hill? Wide open down the field. Oh, you worried about the cutback? Don't worry about that. Just try to chase him down. And then Tua with he thinks he's Patrick Mahomes now. Throwing it without looking to Devon A-Chain for the touchdown. How about this? 16 of 16, 206 yards, 2-0. But here it is, 14 of 14 where on the field? Inside the numbers.
Inside the numbers.
14 of those 16 completions inside the numbers.
The best in-cut route team in the business. And he throws it on time with beautiful anticipation, like a point guard throwing an alley-oop. But it's Tyreek Hill. When you have a guy like that, boom, it makes things easy.
Well, you played with Randy Moss, didn't you?
Yeah.
You played with Calvin Johnson.
Yeah.
So speed kills. And that's exactly what Tyreek Hill is all about. That's what, even though Jalen Waddle's not playing today, Raheem Mostert, you could see it. It's all over the field.
Wait, can I ask you something?
Yes, sir.
Early in today's show, you said that Tua reminds you of somebody. What was that name?
Well, it was Joe Montana. And the reason I said that was because of the anticipation, the accuracy, and how easy it is to catch his ball. I mean, it just kind of like melts in the receiver's hands. And I'm not going to back away from that. I believe that. And he's playing at a level right now.
Yeah.
And we saw last year, but this is an even higher level than last year.
You know, Denver's supposed to be a pretty good defense, and they've been pretty good. They are averaging 9.8 yards per play. They've only got the third down twice. So, I mean, the biggest thing about this team is they come at you, and they come at you hard, fast, often. You know, talk about throwing the ball in first down. These guys, if they run the ball in first down, I guess to them it's killing the clock. Okay, anybody else is getting into a flow. Their flow is from the time they leave the sideline. They come out. They are looking to attack.
This offense is about Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
That's what makes it. It sets so many things up.
Yeah.
And you know what's going over the middle. And two, a great anticipation, great touch, because that's what he's been his whole life. He doesn't have the strong arm. So at an early age, he learned to anticipate receivers. It shows, and it's paying off big time. In the
Nate
NFL.
talked about the DB having the angle on Tyreek Hill, but it's the speed. He wasn't even concerned.
What a trade.
By him.
What a trade by Miami. Think about that.
And in 140 days, the 8-time Grammy Award winner and music icon that will be Usher will be headlining the Apple Music Super Bowl 58 halftime show in Vegas. We can't wait to see him take the stage February 11th right here on CBS, home of Super Bowl 58.
CBS Sports presents the Verizon Halftime Report. Verizon, the official 5G network of the NFL.
Tua Tagovailoa, 16 of 16 and 2 touchdown passes in the first half. We'll be back with the start of the second half after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 58.
Who leads the league in touchdown passes?
Commanding lead for the Miami Dolphins. The numbers reflecting a lot of what they've done. They've run the ball well. Clearly, they've passed it well. And they've got the 35-13 lead. They appear to be what their record says they are. They are 2-0 coming in and hovering over a third win.
Well, and it's scary to think how balanced this offense has been. Going back to last week against New England and what they're doing here today, over 100 yards rushing in the first half. And if you have that balance, you keep the defense on their heels. We're going to show you the touchdowns from the first half, or a couple of the touchdowns from the first half. Tyreek Hill getting behind the defense. Tua Tagovailoa able to come off of the play fake, find Hill, who works it up the sideline. Here's a no-look shovel pass. It looks like it's going to be a reverse to Hill. Instead, he just no-looks it, flips it forward to A-Chain, who gets in the end zone, and then Mostert able to muscle his way in. No contact until he gets into the end zone. Just an excellent job by the guys up front. The offensive line played outstanding. Tua Tagovailoa didn't throw an incompletion in the first half, and the running game is going strong.
The Denver Broncos, the most first half points allowed by a Denver defense since they gave up 38 against the Raiders back in 2010. Kickoff to start the second half. Out of the end zone, out to the 25, touchback, and downstairs to the sideline, and Melanie Collins.
Well, thank you, Kevin. Sean Payton told me we've got to finish drives. We can't keep settling for field goals, and that starts with eliminating penalties. He said 2 of our touchdowns were called back due to penalties. Defensively, they've got to do a better job eliminating explosive plays, especially in between the numbers. Mike McDaniel obviously thrilled with that first half. He said we're executing well, we're playing great team football, but wide receiver River Craycraft downgraded to out. He will not return to this game with a shoulder injury, Kev.
And they're without Waddle. Thank you very much, Mel. Here comes Russ and picks up 4. So the second half of games have been the problem so far.
Well, Kevin, you mentioned the struggles they've had there in the second half, and these numbers back it up. Playing catch-up here today in Miami.
Take you to New York, James and Phil Simms.
Hey, our own J.J. Watt was pretty athletic, Phil.
Yeah, he was, but he wasn't this fast. Here comes Andrew Beck. Bobbles the kickoff, then takes it outside. And look who he outruns. The kicker, Brandon McManus, all the way down the field for an 85-yard kickoff return. puts Houston up over Jacksonville. Big surprise, 24-10. Back to Kevin, Trent, and Melanie.
Go to New York with James and Phil.
The Jets cap a long drive.
Wow, they finally get on the board. Good drive by, 1 yard run by Nick Bowden. It makes New England up 13, Jets 10. Back to Kevin, Trent, and Melanie.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Verizon, the official 5G network of the NFL. And by Geico. For all your insurance needs, it's easy to Geico.
Big Ten champion Raheem Mostert at Purdue. You saw Tyreek Hill for Oklahoma State before finishing up at West Alabama. And A-Chain out of Texas A&M. All track stars in high school and, as you saw right there, in college. The explosive offense, the headliners right there. That punt. Next Sunday, the NFL on CBS features a can't-miss matchup between two of the best teams in the AFC. Josh Allen and the Bills take on Tua and the Dolphins. We'll get you ready for kickoff beginning at noon Eastern with JB and our terrific pregame show on the NFL Today. All next Sunday with the NFL on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. We can't wait. Washington scored the most points in a single game in NFL history, 72, and a win over the Giants in 1966. Is that Charlie Taylor? I think it is. Sonny Jurgensen back to pass, downfield. Oh, and in stride. Is that Spider Lockhart he may have beat there, number 40? I don't know. I'm just guessing. But anyway, that was in 1966. We're at 63 points right now. Into the record books, along with our great crew down in the truck, where they have a chance to really do something that has not been done. This goes to the running back McLaughlin. That'll do it. You're going to see the handshake between the coaches here. This will be interesting. And Sean Payton, classy move by both men in a game that almost defies description. For Melanie Collins and Trent Green, Kevin Harlan saying goodnight from Miami and sending you to New York and James.
A 50-point win by Miami. We take you now Indy, Baltimore in overtime, not at 19. Let's join Beth Mullins.